everyone, and welcome back to War in the Pacific, Admiral's Edition. We're here on September 15, 1943, with we're invading Jaluit with all the kerfuffle around Baba Daub. I almost forgot this, but we didn't have everything ready. We had things in the area, but we had one more task force coming in, and they're unloading today. Ooh, a lot of disabled. Look at that. Look at that. That's just ridiculous amounts of equipment. That's okay. SEAL's busy. I've got subs covering Bobble Daub. Not enough, but um, hopefully we can get some. Hopefully we can sink this ship. And the we got a battleship task force coming in here. Maybe we'll have less disabled after that. I don't know how that will affect anything. We've got more things unloading here. Oh, minefield. Is there one minefield? I have a sub going in there to unload. It's not here anymore. I mean, it's not in this list. But Port Blair, I have my own mines there. I guess maybe they do too. Okay, these minesweepers are purposely out here because I'm trying to get around the corner here, or I'm going to work my way around the corner. We had bombers that say they hit this I-26, but I don't think that even happened. But I want to sneak around here and unload this coming day, not the 15th, but on the 16th. And so I'd like to eliminate the I-26 to make our route a little bit safer, but we'll find out here. You know, maybe he'll at least leave. I doubt it. Especially not if he's even damaged. What is the deal? How come this ship is like too tanky? But oh man, we spent like there it goes. I didn't really monitor it, but we spent like 6. Alright, he spots us, but we don't spot him anywhere. Where could he be? Well, I didn't want to get up into his airspace, so I'm content with parking there. Oh, he has, oh. Okay, guys, this is going to be epic. I have some crazy stuff going in there. We've got we've got sweeps. We've got heavy bombers flying over. It's going to be crazy. So I wanted to sweep with some carrier aircraft, but also we got some P-38s. I'm going to push through this because we got a lot happening today. So we didn't lose any. Well, I'm sure we lost some, but that's just the first wave. We got more coming. Sorry again. I'm just trying to get to the juicy bits. Man, I hope our P-38s go, because I think that'll be even more amazing. There we go. watch this for a minute, because I wonder how these P-38s will do. Now, our F6, F3s sweep from higher, so we pulled the cap up, and it looks like we're not able to dive on these guys. Having some fuel and other issues, so we're not going to do as much as I hoped. Plus, it looks like he has an infinite supply of aircraft. Gonna kind of not push through this. But the hope was just to clear the air so that our bombers can come in and do a bunch of stuff with minimal loss. Sorry about that. I'm just got my pardon me. Just got an evening snack to kind of should have grabbed popcorn, right? Now I don't know what he's gonna do to counter us, but hopefully we can get in there and sink some of the ships. Yesterday, and this is a new video, but yesterday he did not sweep or bomb Changsha, so that was an interesting development. So maybe Changsha we can start rebuilding. There. No, that's not Changsha. Thunderstorms, and he does pretty good damage even in the thunderstorms. I guess our sweeps went in. I was just been thinking about things. See, I'm wondering if I should even send these Wellingtons in, but look at that. They did something. Okay, look at this coordinated strike from Rangoon. Nice. This time we're hitting the airbase, because I thought maybe we can deplete the supply here. Alright. Let's see if we get any port strikes. Oh man. No, this is hitting the runway, but that's okay. I hope to get some aircraft that are based here, but it looks like there aren't any. He must have put them back in carriers. That was smart. This time, no aircraft to mess with. It may be only the Kaga that's here. He may have... Oh, he got everything else out. Literally, the Kaga was the only thing here. Look at that. That was sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky. That was so funny. Well, hey, we sank a carrier. That's okay. Honestly, except for the waste of aircraft, which I guess we didn't lose any. Um, I'm I'm comfortable with that. He has one less fleet carrier, and yeah, I'm okay with that. We can go back home now, and he's got to be needing to replenish a bunch of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. But I feel like the tide is turning. I did not sink 4 carriers. You know, this wasn't a big epic. Okay. This time we're hitting the base because that's what I told my aircraft. So we may lose some aircraft just by trying to hit. Oh, good. So we did hit the port, and he had a transport there with that we were able to hit, as well as some of the airfield again. Yeah, maybe we got a carrier. Maybe we can get a transport. Okay, yeah, that's expected. Yeah, we destroyed everything here. We did lose decent amount. I mean, more than zero. But you know, we'll retool these, get them off of here, get them scheduled for one of these other islands, and then we'll just double check if the rest of these islands are free of troops. We're gonna just nab them with some um, small devices. I don't see here a. See, he did have forts. What kind of forts? Fort level 5. See, he has forts. We're going to need more than just a small unit, I think. He does have issues here, but that was just because of our bombardment. If we came in with a smaller force, he may have been able to hold us well. 9 assault value, but we only have a couple more islands. We'll grab them and then prep our army for expansions elsewhere. But with that carrier battle, being able to sink that Kaga, which really was due to a sub, the aircraft just got the credit, but really it was the sub that did all the heavy work, heavy lifting. Because of that Kaga sinking, I'm gonna be a little bit more bold, and he may or may not be a bit more timid, but okay, now by the time you see this, I'll have already made my decision. But my question is, do I stay and attack the airbase and port in case I can sink something more valuable? In which case, there's not a lot here. I don't think he has a cruiser here. I have no idea. um, See, I could come to this spot here and this is 8 hexes away. I could come here, hit this base, and then head out. Um, head back for fuel and all the other things that I need. Or I could just leave, just be done with it, you know. What I guess one answer to that, because let's see. It's hard to know because I could just have the heavy bombers go back and bomb the air base and the port as well. um, he has less fighters. Anyway, that's the status of the situation. I think we're just gonna go home. Um, we're low on fuel. We just need to get out of here. I'll let the heavy bombers do the heavy lifting. We'll have these guys sweep one more day because it looks like he still has some fighters here. That may or may not be old information. And then we'll have them bomb the port because the fighters will defeat the fighters unless he flees. He could fly to any of these bases, run away. Um, but if they're still here, we could sweep it one more day and then bomb the port and see what we get. And should put that out of commission for now. um, I did come here to show you the damage, the situation, because see this 75? Actually, I just noticed that. I think because of the torpedo attack by that sub, his aircraft were locked on the deck. I mean, underneath, maybe, and he couldn't get them off the ship. So they sank with the Kaga. That was probably the best outcome is putting it somewhere where it would be sacrificed and he could flee. But also, I think he was trying to get it back. Look, I think he was hoping it wasn't going to move fast at all. It was maybe going to move to, let's say, like if he went to Guam or Saipan, it would have taken days and maybe sank on the way. This was his best option. I don't know how bad it was damaged, but here's what I'm guessing. Here's where it was, something like this. He probably came back here, was intending to, as soon as it arrives, dock and then unload the aircraft because they were locked on the carrier. But you can pull them off if you can dock at a port. But we got him while he was there, and instead of running away, we stayed and fought that um, carrier. So I think that is where the 75 comes in. You can see, and that's pilots and everything. So that was a really key sinking. And it may have sunk anyway. He was probably just trying to unload the aircraft. But we lost still quite a lot. We lost 22 aircraft, maybe a lot from the bombing of. Anyway, we'll find out. Um, he lost 104, so that's a huge point swing there. Judy's. Wait a minute. Why did he have Judy's there? Zeros, Jill's. Oh, Judy. I'm sorry. For some reason I was thinking of some kind of a recon plane or something like the whatever it is. Anyway, maybe Glenn. I don't know what I had in mind. When I saw Judy, I was like, oh, that's not right. But anyway, these were all parked apparently on his. Obviously, the numbers are wrong because it's 83 instead of 75. And then Tojo's fighting desperately over Babel and also Zeros. So we wiped out a lot of aircraft today. 5-1 here, so 10, yeah, we lost a lot of Hellcats, a lot of cargo aircraft. You can see here, let's see, B-24. We actually only lost one, and that we saw shot down from flak. Everything else looks in good condition. We lost some of these Avengers, but that was worth the strike there. But we'll go home and regroup and get our carriers re-equipped and everything. We lost a lot less pilots today. He should have lost 100 pilots, give or take. And then ship sunk. We should be able to see the Kagas right here. And then we don't yet see if we sank the transport, but I think we can maybe bomb it and bomb bubble with our heavies and see if we can sink it now. But that's an amazing 72 capacity. He had it full at 75, and then we were able to sink this. So that's awesome. It does say sunk by the Mark 14, so I'm really happy that the sub gets credit. That's awesome. I like that. I'm glad it's basically, I think what this is saying is it would have sank anyway. We just kind of put the last nail in there. Man, that was awesome. I'm so happy for that. I really can't stop looking at that because it's just so cool. So for all time, he lost 3 carriers in this group anyway, grouping. Of course, the Kaga is the most valuable of them all. Okay, well, I must move on. I could dwell on that for a while, but we are leaving officially, and I will just do real quick this. I'm okay with sending them out. Their fatigue is not low enough or high enough to not do this. We'll just switch it to port. Hopefully get a lucky hit on a ship, and we'll move on. Still doing a sweep with our P-38s. And there we go. On to the 16. Hey, this is Friedrich again. Sorry. It's been like a week since I processed a turn, so I'm a little bit off. But we're here September 16, 1943. Just sank the carrier Kaga. Now we're trying to get back to base, get some fuel, and get some... Oh. Night bombing. Oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to hit our air units on the ground. Okay. But, that's not working out very well. Anyway, so we got, some... here's the thing. Ooh, yeah, that's right. So wrong. Man, it's been so long, I forgot about this. So, we pummel this base with shells from 2 battleships and minimal damage. That's okay. Where was I? My apologies. I'm all over the place. So I was gonna go to port and refuel and rearm and also maybe even uh, refit our carriers. But then I got to thinking, what if he takes KB5, KB plus is what I like to call it. What if he, ooh, oh, I see. All right. What if we, um, okay, I'm distracted by those notifications of our air missions flying over and hitting some of those, I see an ACM was hit, etc. What I was saying is, what if he takes his KB plus back to Japan to lick his wounds? You know, he did lose a lot of aircraft. What if he backs out and we take advantage and hit Guam or Saipan or something? The problem is, I wasn't planning to do that yet. I wasn't in position. It wasn't even on my radar because I did not anticipate a showdown, which it wasn't. It was kind of a showdown, but a lackluster one, just like the earlier Santa Cruz one, where hopefully we can get something important here. But no, and it's very minimal damage. I don't know. I'm just, at this point, maybe I'm rambling incoherently, but I'm not done thinking about it. It was only recently I was thinking about this. my my apologies. It was only recently when I thought about this, and I was it was before I watched this turn. It was basically within the last, probably even earlier today, but I was debating. Oh, our air. So we're spotting things and maybe hitting it with our search aircraft, but we're not flying and actually bombing. That's all right. Okay, our P-38s didn't find any air units to hit, and that's fine. He basically pulled everything out of it, got bubbled out. But I'm tempted to invade the Marianas. I think that would be crazy. So I really have to plan, look at my assets, make sure I have enough to go, um, make sure units are ready, etc. Yeah, we didn't bomb. See, I was trying to I had my air units set to naval bomb, but we didn't go. Wow, a lot of disabled. All right, we still have a pretty sizable unit here, 248. He's starting off with a smaller naval guard unit, so maybe we'll think about bombing and assaulting that. All right, well that was a kind of a short, lackluster turn, but let's move around the map and see what we can see when we're when this wraps up. Hmm. Few reinforced. Okay, let's review the operational report. Got subs being discovered. Let's kind of push down here. Some maintenance, supplies, crashing. None of this is ideal. And then troops lost to unloading. The hope was to get this base force here off the ships and be able to take the base and then immediately put aircraft here. But um, this base force took some damage unloading. Maybe ideally, perhaps now on looking back with hindsight, it probably would have been better to wait until I take the base to get some of these units here off. Let's see. Um, Repair issues. That's fine. I'll look into all that. It should be fine. Manos fortification size 1. I was look, the Manos is completely upgraded. I was thinking I'll just do the fortifications until we can move the engineers somewhere better. And then we got replacements and then refit and a couple of destroyers, a bomber, presumably marine bomber, and a couple of ground units here. Okay. I was trying to look on the on a report that would have information as to why our carriers, which are here, did not fly 7 hexes away to bomb these. It says clear sky here, but I don't know if that's just the new weather and has nothing to do with the day we totally missed. Um, I'm going to ignore these light vessels. I don't really care. There's an ACM in port that we apparently hit. Maybe we hit some other things. That's fine. What I can do is just fly my bombers to hit the port here, and that's fine. Maybe he's trying to cover this with. He does have ground units here. That's interesting. But anyway, and somehow we have radio here, but I think that's what the one detection means. But there must be something here. We just don't know what it is. So I'm gonna have to start reconning some of these islands, check what we got, what we can do about it, and so forth. Um, Maybe he's pulling these guys off. Maybe he's putting the guys there. I have no idea. But I'm not gonna. I've got a lot of stuff here. I'm not gonna waste any of it for this. I don't want to have carriers delayed because. Let me look here. What if we move? Let's see how fast we're moving. So far we're all moving at let's say 15, which I think roughly 8, maybe 9 hexes a day. So what is that? 7, 8. So we could move here, right here, and still hit this base. So maybe that's what I'll do. 101, 113. Sorry, I just thought this would be interesting to do this. And retirement allowed. So what's going to happen is if we get here and end up deciding to actually move one more hex here or here, whichever after that, I'm okay with that. If we miss any opportunity here, that's totally fine. I just think in the meantime, if we can hit his air unit, his ships, we got 8, and that's fine. I'm not even gonna do more than 8. That's fine. There again, I'm not gonna stress my aircraft or my pilots just for that. Okay, let's look at the air losses. We lost 9 ops losses, probably all the carrier action, and we did see that I think like a um, recon or float plane from a cruiser potentially or battleship something we lost. That's fine. By the way, that reminds me. We have this battleship bombardment group here, and we can say bombard again and hit this yet again. And this time escorts no bombard and stay. And we'll, I don't know, we'll do a tactical refuel. I don't even know for sure how much it's going to want. And then I think I missed something here. This is the problem. I didn't have my recon. Well, it's potentially a problem, I should say. All right. Back to the losses. Sorry, I was distracted because I was thinking about, while I was looking at the map here, it got my attention. So we lost 9-3. Not great odds, but, you know, we also have almost three, well, definitely more than 2 times the sorties, so that's fine. 2 Sallys, we saw them get destroyed over Port Blair, and then a Jake to Ops. No, not Port Blair. This was Changsha. I'm getting some areas confused. We did lose 3 transport aircraft. I'm kind of surprised because I don't think we've lost that many. We have lost that many. We lost more than that recently, like 5, I think, in one day. But I'm surprised that we're still losing massive numbers of them. And then you can see the rest here. 2 wounded pilots. That's good. We at least didn't lose a lot of pilots there. Ship sunk. I don't think we sank any ACMs or anything like that, even though we supposedly hit them. But you can take a look here, the Kaga here. Um, yeah, that's a nice a nice trophy is the word I was trying to. I don't really have anything going here. I'm just trying to uh, pull everything together at Jaluit, and we'll probably go for some of these other islands next. But I'm wondering if now is the time to go for something like, see, he's got a lot of troops here at Bubble. I think that's going to take a lot to take, but that's okay. We can just bypass it for now. I did try to bomb the port here, but we whiffed. We didn't do enough to, yeah, it just didn't work out for us. But we could hit one of these bases. I mean, Tinian would be cool. Saipan. Saipan is probably very strong because it's not an atoll. Well, neither is Tinian. The problem is I don't have any eyes on any of this, and I can't get there because everything is. Wait a minute! I just thought of something. Range is 26. Surely, let's see. We should have. Let me. I don't want to waste your time here. Um. I thought we had some really long range fighters that could reach that far, but maybe we upgraded them to something else. Well, let's just turn off Soviets. So we're looking at only recons. Let's just kind of go down this. Yeah, I must have upgraded past them. That is very unfortunate. I mean, these guys have a 25 range, but let me show you what I'm thinking. If I had these, no, that can't be it. F4, F7? Yeah, see this? Extended range is 26. The problem is we only have 3. So if I had anything with these aircraft, I could get them to Eniwetok, and they could fly out to pretty much any of these islands here. That's as far as they can go. They can't go to Guam. So I'm going to actually, now that I've looked at that, I'm going to try to find a recon unit that I'm going to quote unquote upgrade or retrograde to those to that aircraft, and then we're going to give that a whirl. I think that would be. I'm totally fine with that. Um, this just doesn't quite reach our liberators can go 31. Is that far enough? Oh yeah. So I could reach them with this. I don't need to. Okay, I don't need to do that. All right, so we're gonna fly from here. We're gonna start. We've got different guys on recon. We're gonna have to rest these poor pilots. They're pretty. Even if they're not fatigued, the aircraft are. So we'll have to look into putting them on some kind of rest cycle. But we do have some more liberators here that I could probably shut them down to use them somewhere else. Like this guy, he's already shut down. I just need a level 4 air capacity base. And that seems to be Kusai. So we'll do that. But anyway, I don't need to waste any more of your time. We'll come over here and prep for um, to start scanning the horizon. Meanwhile, I'll also see what I can gather in the way of sea lift so that we can start looking at our options there. We're going to transfer here to Kusai Island, and we'll give it a day. They can, they're going to have to fly a long range tomorrow, so we'll let them rest. All right. We just invaded so wrong. I have no other operations in this area just yet because I would like to get some more air cover. I think I'm going to go for this Moluccas next. Um, but I also want to go for Makassar. So I don't know, but I have limited sea lift because I'm spreading myself too thin. I probably should be more focused, but I really want to just try to hit whatever I can as quickly as I can. And I'm trying to only use amphibious assault ships to maximize the quick offload. Because as you can see here, we got a bunch of assault value ready to go very quickly. Now you can see here a lot are disabled, but we still have a high assault value. So I'm okay with that. And we have also, whoops, we have also 43 infantry. So they should have some punch to them. Um, I'm tempted to say let's go and attack. Um, Armor, no. Artillery, no. Engineers, no. I don't think I can use any of these. I don't want to anyway. I mean, technically we have assault value with these base forces, but I'm not really feeling in the mood to lose some of these troops. Okay, so we're just going in with 43rd Infantry Division. That's it. We're fully unloaded. Basically, I mean, we've got probably what? Yeah, some support, but that's it, and then just supplies. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to do bombings. We've got several bombers here. Yeah, see all these bombers, we could put them to work, hitting the ground targets here. Plus, we will be short bombarding. Should take it this turn. They have nowhere to retreat to. But yeah, moving on. I'm just gonna kind of move along. Well, there's really no reason to delay. Let's look at the growth of this. So we're only at 205. I'm kind of surprised it's not higher than that. but it is growing and getting stronger, but still a lot of disabled, but also just a lot to recover. See all this support? We just don't have any near all the support we're going to need. And you can see a lot of infantry that has been wiped out. All very unfortunate. Um, and then you can see Burma. We're covering some of these key hexes to watch him, and you can see he's pulling back into Chiang Mai, and we're gonna let him. Um, this Chinese corps is moving back to Tongyi, and then we're gonna rail it, presumably all the way to Pegu, and then I guess. Hmm. I don't really like the idea of taking my eyes off of this, so I guess this position is kind of unfortunate. If we were here, it would have been better. We could watch both of these. But actually, we're flying recon, presumably here also, but maybe he just totally pulled out. I'm going to double check all my settings. If I'm not flying recon here anymore, it's because he moved out. So we'll take a look at all that. And we got a lot of stuff here heading southwest, and it looks like in 2 more days we'll be here, and then we can start pushing into Thailand proper. And yeah, this core is going to come out here rail down. Plus, we want to move this core down, and then we'll start crossing the river here with our shock attacks that are going to be required of us. And it looks like he's going to deplete himself so that we can hit this pretty hard. Even though we're going to be compelled to make a shock attack. Okay, that's kind of covers that situation. We did try to bomb the ground troops here. We just don't have enough to really do anything. It's very much a stalemate right there, which is unfortunate. And then in China, I'm at a glance, I'm not seeing any movements or changes, but you can see here somehow we are seeing this line of troops. It's as if we have eyes on him now. I don't know. But yeah, I really want to do something here, but there's really not much I can do at this time. So yeah, we're kind of at a standstill. It looks like he could just be hidden. Our Chinese recon is not that great, so I'm not gonna assume he moved from this hex. Um, anyhow, we got some anti-aircraft getting into the action slowly, of course. It's got a ways to go. I think one is coming to this area theater, and one is, I think, reinforcing the north here. But anyway, he bombed us here at night to see if he could destroy some of our fighters, but we survived. We survived, and he actually ended up losing a couple bombers. Um, so I'm not going to set any night fighters because it's likelier that we will take more damage by doing so. Um, so we'll just be content to leave it as it is. All that said, I think we're going to wrap it here. There's probably so much that I've missed or overlooked. Sorry about that already in advance. um, if I catch it later, I'll try to make a point to point it out. So yeah, I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. We'll talk about the September 17th. Take care, everyone. Bye.